अब जरा जूम करें।
Hi, good afternoon all of you. In the previous class we discussed about electric generator, AC generator and a DC generator. Now in this class let's see some diagram based problems and some example problems depending on Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Now see in our textbook in the example 2. So here along the y-axis there is an EMF and along the x-axis there is a time t. Okay. So here at time t is equals to 0, the EMF is the magnetic flux is 0. The magnetic flux is 0. Okay. So at time t is equals to 0.1 second, the flux is 0.001 Weber. Whereas from 0.1 seconds to 0.3 second, the flux is remains constant. The flux remains constant means during this time from 0.1 to 0.3 there is no change in the flux, so there is no induced EMF and no induced current. Further, from 0.3 seconds to 0.45 seconds, okay, the flux decreased, that means there is a change in magnetic flux. If there is a change in magnetic flux, there is induced EMF and there is induced current. Now here in the example 2, problem is what is the induced EMF from 0 to 0.1 second and what is the induced EMF from 0.1 to 0.3 second. From 0.1 to 0.3 second there is no change in magnetic flux, so no induced EMF, no induced current. Whereas from 0 to 0.1 second the flux increased in this way, so there is a change in magnetic flux, so there is induced EMF and induced current. Now let's see what is the induced EMF between 0 and 0.1 second. So here the coil is having 400 turns and the initial flux is 0 and the final flux is 0.01. Now substitute N is 400 into final flux 0.001 minus the initial flux is 0 by time interval 0.1 minus 0, 0.1 minus 0. So that is equals to, so we got 400 into 0.001 by 0.1, that is equals to, we get 4 volt. So this is the induced EMF, okay, between 0 and 0.1 second. Now in the example 3 in the textbook given, the magnetic field B is equals to 0.8 Tesla and there the cross wire is moving with a velocity V is equals to 10 meter per second and EMF inducing is 8 volt. Then there what is the length of the cross wire? So here we use a formula, motional EMF. Motional EMF is equals to BLV. So here L is equals to length of the cross wire, L is equals to E by BV. That is equals to E means E is 8 by B is 0.8 and V is 10. 0.8 into 10 is 8 and here also 8 get cancelled, that is equals to, we get 1 meter. So the length of the cross wire, here is L is equals to 1 meter. Now in the improve your learning, yes, in the improve your learning, okay, so there are some diagram based questions are given. So in those, the question number 1 is or magnetic field lines are closed exploit. Yes, magnetic field lines are closed, or magnetic field lines due to a Bohr magnet are closed because the direction of a magnetic field lines outside a Bohr magnet from north pole to south pole, and inside a Bohr magnet the direction of magnetic field lines from south pole to north pole. So every magnet can have two poles, so that's why the magnetic field lines are closed curves. So that is the answer for that question. And in the question number 2, okay, the diagram is given. So here these are the magnetic field lines. Okay, these are the magnetic field lines produced by the current. Now here the question is, what is the direction of a current? Okay, to know the direction of current produced by these magnetic field lines, we have to take our fingers of our right hand. We have to curl our fingers of our right hand in the direction of magnetic field. Then thumb represents the direction of current. That means here the direction of current is perpendicular to the plane and out of the plane. This current was produced this magnetic field lines. So this is the question number 2. And here in the question number 3, see here there is a loop. Okay, and here north pole of a magnet is moving towards the coil. If north pole of a magnet is moved towards the coil, what happens? When north pole of a magnet moves towards the coil, the number of magnetic field lines passing through the coil increases. That means the flux through a coil increases. Now, in question number 4, okay, so here there is a vertical coil. There is a vertical coil. That means here there is a dot symbol. From this, the current is coming out, and there here it is a into symbol through which the current is going into the plane. That means here coil is taken vertically. Here coil is taken. Okay, let's take here coil is taken vertically in this way. Okay, that means current is flowing out of the plane and through this entering. And now the question is, what is the direction of magnetic field produced by the current flowing in the coil? Okay, to know the direction of magnetic field produced by this coil, we have to take our fingers of our right hand in the direction of magnetic field lines. Then the thumb represents the direction of magnetic field lines. The direction of magnetic field lines are from left to right in this way. So this is the question number 4. And the question number 5 is, okay, so this is the direction of a current in a coil. Then how the front surface acts as. That means as the current flows in this direction, okay, take the fingers of right hand in the direction of current, then thumb represents this direction. That means the magnetic field lines are coming out. When the magnetic field lines are coming out, this front surface acts as a north pole of a magnet, north pole of a coil. Okay, so here if coil acts as a magnet having its this front surface is a north pole, and its okay, other surface acts as a south pole. And in the question number 7, okay, given, so there is a uniform magnetic field which is into the plane, and here there is a y, here there is a y. The question is, what is the direction of magnetic force acting on this y, and what is the expression for the magnitude of magnetic force? Now see here, this is the current carrying y, whereas the direction of magnetic field is into the plane. That means the length of the y in the direction of a current is perpendicular to the magnetic field. When the current carrying wire is perpendicular to the magnetic field, there the maximum magnetic force acts, that the maximum magnetic force F is equals to BIL. Now let's see what is its direction. To know the direction of magnetic force, here, okay, the fingers of our right hand take in the direction of a current and curl its fingers in the direction of a magnetic field that is into the plane, then thumb represents the direction of a magnetic force. That means the direction of magnetic force acting on this wire is towards left. That's why we can observe the bending of light towards the bending of a wire towards the left. So these are the few problems of a diagram based given in the textbook. So here there is a 10th problem in the improve your learning. So here magnetic field is given and this magnetic field is perpendicular to the surface area. So here area A is equals to 1.5 meters square. So here we have to find magnetic flux through this coil. So actually the formula for the magnetic flux phi B is equals to BA cos theta. Here theta is angle between the magnetic field and normal to the surface area. If we draw normal to the surface area, then the angle between normal to the surface area and the magnetic field is 0 degrees. Okay, so phi is equals to BA cos 0 degrees. Cos 0 degrees is what? 1. That is equals to BA. Okay, so here B is 2 Tesla. Area is 1.5. That is equals to magnetic flux of phi B is equals to 3 Weber. 1.5 into 2 is equals to 3 Weber. Okay. In the 11th question, in the textbook Improve Your Learning, a rectangular coil is placed in the uniform magnetic field. Okay. So on a cross wire, there is a 8 Newton force acting by the uniform magnetic field, and 40 amperes of current is flowing through it, and its length is 20 centimeter. Then what is the magnetic what is the strength of the magnetic field is here. Now we know that the magnetic force F is equals to BIL. Okay, and here we have to find the magnetic flux density, that is B is equals to F by IL. So here F is 8 Newton, I is 40 amperes, and L is here 20 centimeter. We have to convert it into SI units. 20 centimeter means 20 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. Okay, this 10 to the power of minus 2, this 0 get cancelled. 4 to the 8, here also 8 by 8 get cancelled, and we get 1 Tesla. Okay, so here the uniform magnetic field B is equals to 1 Tesla. And see here in the question number 18, okay, here there is a magnet and there is a coil. These two are moving with a constant velocity in the same direction. Okay, if these two move with a constant velocity in the same direction, then there is no change in the magnetic flux through this coil. That's why there is no induced EMF and induced current. So these are few problems and diagram based questions I explained till now. So like there are very simple questions are there in this. Okay, answers are just only in one sentence or else 2 sentences. So please you all go through all questions. You try to understand the concept and you try to write by your own. So don't by heart the questions. And in this chapter we missed that is applications of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, applications of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. In the previous class we have seen that is AC generator. What AC generator generates? AC generator generates AC current. That means alternating current. Okay. So there, due to the induction, electromagnetic induction, that means change in magnetic flux takes place, and due to that change in magnetic flux, EMF induced and induced current induced. Okay, that is one of the application for the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, that is working of generators. And the next one is transformers. So you can learn about the transformers in your 12th class. Okay, so by using the transformers, we can transmit the electrical current to such a more distances. So in the case of electric current, okay, the transmission of electric current is most important, like its production. Okay, but using the transformers, we can transmit the electric current to the users which are at 1000 kilometers of at distance. That because of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Now, in the case of suppose when we go to the big shopping malls, etc., at entrance we can find that is one security checkup. That means one upright coil. So they ask us to come through that coil. Okay. So why they ask us to come through that upright coil means, so there is a weak AC magnetic field. That means there is a rectangular coil that generates a weak AC magnetic field. When we go through that, if we have any metallic materials that disturbs the magnetic flux, that means that changes the magnetic flux, and that changing magnetic flux induces the EMF and induces the current, and that induced current triggers the alarm, then they can get alert. So this is one of the example. The other one is induction stove. Okay, so in the induction stove, okay, we give AC current. Okay, that AC current flows. That AC current passing through the coil on the induction stove produces the changing magnetic field. If we take any pan, etc., on that, okay, it is a metallic material. Okay, that change in the magnetic flux takes place through that metallic pan that induces the current. Okay, because of its some resistance, okay, that induced current converts into heat, and that heat transmits to the material, to the, okay, whatever we have taken on the pan, etc. So these are few applications of electromagnetic induction. And in the case of ATM also, okay, we use ATM card. ATM card will have a magnetic strip. When we use the ATM card, what happens? Because of that magnetic strip, that magnetic flux changes in a magnetic card reader. Okay, that induces the induced current, and okay, that passes to the computer in the form of a binary system, etc. Then later, okay, that identifies the code, etc. happens. So in this way, that is these are the routine applications of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, so this is in this class. In the next class, we will see the complete electromagnetism chapter in just 10 or 15 minutes, from I-state experiment to AC generator or DC generator. Okay, thank you.